On this episode, I'm pulling up to Madden, Alberta, and I'm going to be making a right turn up here once I get to town and heading east all the way to Crossfield. This is part of a long trip. Today I'm actually going to go past Crossfield, the bicycle, down Highway 9 and back over to Airdrie and home. So I guess about a year ago, I was on the internet and I was seeing all these videos about the Honda Navi, and people seem to be having a lot of fun with it, and I thought, well, what's going on here? I haven't seen that many videos about motorcycle that's been a lot of fun. Most of them have just been reviews about performance, what the bike is and that sort of thing. I started finding a lot of videos about the Honda Navi, and I thought, wow, I wonder why. Why are people spending so much time making videos about the Honda Navi? And I got curious, and I started looking around for one, and then a local dealer had one for $2,108.60. And I thought, wow, that's inexpensive. I already had a CBR 125. And it could get up to 100 kilometers an hour sometimes, but it was pretty much pushing it. I think the maximum speed I hit on it was 122 kilometers an hour. So quite a capable, fast 125. But again, it was just so difficult to keep up to the highway speeds. And whenever I turned on my microphone and headset and played music on it, anytime I got up to 80 kilometers an hour, the wind noise just basically drowned out whatever music I was playing, and I thought, this is just not going to work. So I decided, well, I paid I think about $2,000 for that bike, and I thought, well, Honda Navi's the same price basically, but it's brand new. So I went down and checked it out, and it was one of those bikes that looked like it had been pieced together from a bunch of different ones, because it was a demo, and they had green on one side, the tan color on the other side, a yellow housing around the headlight, and it was just kind of a mix and match kind of thing. And they had pulled apart the carburetor. They were waiting for parts for it because the fuel had been sitting in there so long that it gummed up the carburetor, so they were getting that fixed. And I thought, yeah, I'll go back down, I'll check it out, go around the lot a little bit, and it seemed to be quite peppy. And I thought, yeah, I checked into it some more, and I thought, yeah, I think I'll buy that, because a lot of people are saying such good things about it, which is very unusual to see so many positive reviews on a small motorcycle, considering the fact that most people want to be doing 120, they want something that's going to be fast enough for highway traffic. And so I already had a bike that was good for doing highway speed sometimes, and I thought, yeah, this just rings a bell. It just seems like the ideal bike for buzzing around town. So I got it and started buzzing around on it, and I thought, yeah, people are saying it's fairly easy to maintain, so I thought I would try my hand at it, because, man, CBR 125 was a training challenge. I had to haul the whole bike apart to get the valves set on it, and because it was starting to make quite a bit of noise. And I thought, yeah, okay, I'll give my hand on the Navi here. So I had a mechanic come over. I paid him $50 to double check I had the valves done right in the CBR 125, and yeah, one valve was a little bit tight, so got that adjusted. And I thought, yeah, gee, I wonder if I could start doing my own maintenance on the Navi, because it looks so much simpler than working with the CBR 125. And I think I'm going to pull over here. I'm going to check my map and see where I'm actually heading. Haven't been out in this route before. And yeah, it's a good little back road here. Doesn't seem to be much traffic at all on it, so I'm just going to check my map here and see how far I want to go today. And yeah, I think I will go all the way to Crossfield, so that's quite a ways up ahead yet. On this ride, I've got Kimimoto saddlebags on the back, and I've got a gallon of gas in each one. So if you're going to do any long distance riding on the Navi, you'll definitely want to be carrying some extra gas. So I got 2 gallons, which is way more than what I'll actually need for the ride, but better safe than sorry, because Navi's tank is actually very slow. So yeah, I have to close that app, and now that I know where I'm going, it's just a straight line all the way out to Crossfield. And as you can see, I've got my cell phone charger there and cell phone mount, and parking brakes off, and away we go. So anyway, I got the Honda Navi and I'm putting around on it, and I thought, you know, I'm kind of surprised actually it's got such good get up and go. In normal traffic, you know, not where people are racing off the stoplights and stuff like that, but normal traffic, yeah, it keeps up quite easily, which I found really surprising. And so came 585 kilometers, and I decided to set the valves on it and do an oil change. So I checked the owner's manual. Don't need to do the oil screen at this 600 kilometers, so I just did the oil change, and then I took the bike apart. There's really only a couple of things you got to remove to get at the valves. And so you remove the storage box, and you remove the shroud around the fan, so you can adjust the engine to get it to top dead center. Take off the valve cover, and I was really careful to make sure I didn't get any leaks from putting it on wrong. So yeah, it took me a little while, but I was surprised. I actually had it done within a couple hours, and I was taking my time with it, double checking everything. So 0.006 on the fuel gauge, and then I used the 0.007 to make sure that it wasn't too loose. So the 0.007 should even fit in there, and it didn't. But the 6 did, and fit in quite easily. So I thought, okay, wow, I'm actually becoming a mechanic. I can actually get it down to within a thousandth of an inch or something. And anyway, yeah, that went very well. I was actually surprised, because I really don't like setting valves on motorcycles. I had a bad experience with the CX500, where I thought I had damaged it because the valve train went within about a year. Then I saw another video, and it said, no, the cam chain tensioner is responsible for that. They had a lot of failures on the early 79 CX500s, which I had one. And so within a year, the engine was basically shot, and they couldn't get parts, so I had to swap down to get a small bike and some extra cash to make my holiday plans. Otherwise, summer was going to be over before I even got the bike fixed. So I was really disappointed with Honda on that. And so I decided that, yeah, I'm going to have to learn how to do all this stuff. It's going to cut down on a lot of expense, because, I mean, the CBR 125 was going to cost me $700 every 4,000 kilometers, and when you're retired, you can't waste that kind of money. The shop rates are just absolutely insane in Alberta right now, and they're only getting worse. So for long term, I have to learn to do the maintenance myself. You know, occasionally I might want to take it in and get a shop to do it, but if I can do most of the tune-ups myself, yeah, that's a win-win. It means I'll be able to do a lot more riding. So that was great. Got the Honda Navi tune-up down on it, and been running good ever since. And I just actually finished my second tune-up on it. I went and did the oil change, and this time I checked the oil screen on the engine on the opposite side of the oil plug, and it had a little bit of debris in there. Not sure exactly what it was. Didn't look like metal parts or anything, so that was good, but it looked like maybe a bit of grass or something. So cleaned that out, and I didn't even have to adjust the valves on it. They were perfect since the first time I set it. So I was really shocked. Wow, low maintenance. Because for me, low maintenance means more time riding and less time worrying about it. Last time I took my CBR out, I go for a ride and end up spending about a half hour adjusting the chain on it because all of a sudden it's too loose. Come back from the ride and all of a sudden it's too tight, and I just had it with messing around with chains and stuff like that. On the Navi, it's belt drive. You don't have to worry about it. You just replace it at 8,000 or whatever. Have it checked in, and yeah, it looks like you need some special tools to do that, so I might just take that into the dealer. But in the meantime, here I am out on the road here, having a ride on a completely different road I've never been on before. A lot of canola off on the left side there, lots of open farmers fields. Ideal place to be riding a Navi, because I can just do 60 if I want, I can do 70, I can do 50, you know, all of the speeds within the Navi's capabilities, all the way up to 50 miles an hour or 80 kilometers. And as you can see, my gas gauge now is down to about halfway. So yeah, pretty soon I'm gonna have to fuel up again. But I've got gas, and it's just so much nicer being able to have a decent sized gas tank. But since the Navi doesn't, you gotta carry gas jugs. And yeah, I really wish they would do an update to it to allow for a larger gas tank, because it really limits me on these rides out in the country. So yeah, maintenance was a huge issue because I worry about doing the job wrong and costing a lot of bucks to fix my mistakes and that kind of thing. So being able to do something that's easy to do and well within my skill abilities to do it right, that's really important to me. It means less worry, less stress, more time riding, more time having fun, and less downtime, less expense. And I began to see that, yeah, the Honda Navi has a lot to offer that other machines don't. Just the simplicity of how to use it and maintenance, everything else that all factors into it makes it very inexpensive. Sure, I could get a faster motorcycle, but then I'm going to have the hassles with more expensive tune-ups, constantly having to adjust chains and all the other hassle that really detracts from going out on a ride and enjoying it in the first place. So I began to see there was a lot of, even though the Honda Navi doesn't have a lot of major features on it, that's exactly why it's so good. You don't have all these worries and stresses about having to get maintenance done. Man, for years I'd take a bike to a shop and then I'd have to get somebody to give me a ride home and then get a ride back down there, and you know, especially if it's a long ways out of town. Oh man, it was such a hassle. The fact that I can just bring the Navi inside, do an oil change, and it takes less than a liter of oil. I mean, that's absolutely absurd. Less than a liter of oil to do an oil change. And I thought, wow, yeah, this is definitely a good retirement bike. A good retirement machine to get out on the road and just cruise. Cruise along without a worry and just really enjoy getting out and seeing more of the country, especially on these warm summer days. Wow. You can't beat that. And as you can see right here, I'm doing a little over 60 kilometers an hour, and there's hardly anybody on the road. So, wow. Yeah, okay, we're almost at Crossfield now. Wow, we're actually coming into town here. This is awesome. Yeah, we made it from Madden to Crossfield. And I think I'm going to go a little bit past this town here. Let's see what's in Crossfield anyway, because I think I've only been here once on my 125, and I came up a different route. Didn't come down this road, so I'm just like, wow. I'm actually here on the Honda Navi, and now I'm in town doing the speed limit, and nobody needs to pass me, so wow. More bang for the buck, and that just really hits home how expensive motorcycling has become. Like here, 30 kilometers an hour, perfectly within the Navi's ability, and as a matter of fact, it's kind of hard to keep it down to 30. It just wants to go. And so, yeah, I get to see new places, tour across the country and Alberta, and yeah, someday I might want to go down to, let's see, further east. Yeah, I've been to Standard, Alberta on it, and I've gone there on my 125 a few times. There's a campsite there, it's really nice. And so I'm just exploring these other towns, seeing whether I want to go out and do some camping this year. I guess it's going to depend mostly on the smoke conditions from the BC forest fires, which are really impacting Calgary. Last night we had a really nasty thunderstorm, but it moved through quickly, and we had 90-kilometer-an-hour winds and blowing rain. It almost looked like snow with the lights on outside, because it was just so thick. And fortunately that blew through very quickly, and we didn't get any hail, because had to do the roof a few years back when the northeast end of Calgary got hit with that really nasty hailstorm. So not looking forward to more of that. Wow. Okay, we're coming up to a stop sign. I wonder what's up here. Looks like a red barn, or I don't know. Probably public vehicle kind of lot, I guess. Oh, gas station on the right. Oh, so I could have actually just fueled up here, but I got so much gas on the bike right now that I don't need to. Okay, main cross street here, and yeah. Wow, it's just so easy to get anywhere on the Navi as long as you're at less than 80 kilometer an hour speed limit. You should be good. I usually stick around 60-70 kilometers an hour in town here, and there's not very many places I can't get to on the Navi. The one that I can't get to is actually the dealer. There's only main highways and stuff there, but yeah, I suppose I could cruise down the shoulder of the road to get there, but I guess that's one of the big things, is having a dealer nearby. And the one I had, they went under. They went under this year. They stuck me a couple of times with lousy customer service, and I'm not surprised they're out of business. So one Honda dealer down, one left, and yeah, the second dealer I'm definitely getting better service with. They're doing a better deal for me. So a couple of $1,000 for going out, putting around for a few hours in a day and exploring the country. That's just ideal for the Navi. It's a no-nonsense bike. It doesn't make high demands on your time and expense for maintenance and all that kind of stuff. So I think that for me is a major selling feature, and I begin to see how, you know, more complex bikes are not always better. When something goes wrong, it's major expense to fix them. Like I know with my CX500. That thing went from a good bike to garbage in a year because Honda put out a crappy product. But here I am on a Honda Navi And I don't know, I guess I've always liked the smaller motorcycles because I'm not holding on for dear life in a 100-kilometer-an-hour gale force wind. That gets really tiring over long distances. But, you know, cruising along at 60, 70, that's really comfortable. No major wind to hold on to the handlebars to keep from getting blown off, and I can actually hear music that I'm playing through my headset without any problem. Yeah, there's a lot of good things about the Navi. Slow down, enjoy life. Don't need to always be competing with these drivers who like to do, you know, 250 kilometers an hour on a highway. Yeah, the record was 251 kilometers an hour by a BMW. I hope they threw that guy away and packed him away in jail for the rest of his life. That's just absolutely insane. When you got faster machines, people are very tempted. They get all emotional about it and go as fast as they want without using any rationality whatsoever. It's, you know, extremely dangerous. So I'm really enjoying the Navi because I don't have all that stress from high maintenance, always having to fix the bikes, always having to pay huge amounts. And I mean, who really needs that? Isn't the whole idea of getting a motorcycle to go out and explore the world? You know, it used to be a symbol of freedom, and then it just got so expensive that people just figured, well, what's the point? Why would I buy a huge motorcycle that gets as bad a gas mileage as a car and pay a lot more for maintenance on it? It stops making sense. And so I think it's really important to go back to grassroots motorcycling every now and then. And I really like the smaller size motorcycles. I don't want to have to constantly fear that it's going to fall over and break something expensive like I do with larger motorbikes. The biggest one I had was a Suzuki Water Buffalo 750, and I towed an 8-foot trailer with it. That was fun for a while, but yeah, I needed rear shocks, and I just decided, why bother? It kept fouling the spark plugs up all the time, unless I had the trailer on it, and then the trailer got covered in oil. So it was a fun bike, but that wore its welcome out, and now I'm back to the smaller bikes again, just putting around, lower speeds. Feel much safer doing the slower speeds as well on a motorbike. So yeah, win-win. And of course, this driver here passing on double solid lines. This is typical of Alberta drivers, unfortunately, that are poorly educated or think that the law doesn't apply to them. But on the Honda Navi, it's all good. Cruise along, having a good time and not worrying about anything. That's what I like about the Honda Navi.